Yeah, we're good. What's going on, guys? As you can see behind me here, we have the 240SX pulled out for the first time in probably 6 to 7 months. Now, what we're going to be doing today is first we have to go through and clean out this garage so we have a nice clean workspace to take care of the engine bay. And two, we're going to paint the engine bay. As you can see here, the engine bay is actually not too bad. We're going to go back through and repaint it to make it look good because we went through and painted the motor. So we're gonna go through and paint the engine bay to get everything looking as best as I probably could, or best as I possibly could. I actually went through and washed this car and washed the engine bay out about 7 months ago. If you guys wanna watch that video, it's gonna be right here. So it's still pretty clean, it's been under a car cover. But before we tackle that, oh yeah, the Miata's here. Let's take a second to appreciate the car. All right, it's been a second. So thankfully from going through and painting that motor, we have quite a bit of experience with painting now, because that was my first paint project. Let's go ahead and knock out this garage and we can tackle the engine bay. Dang, I need to snap my fingers more often. We got everything pretty much organized. I mean, it's not drastically better, but man, it is way cleaner. We got the compressor in the corner. We got a cabinet we can actually use for storage. So I guess there ain't nothing really left but to really take care of the engine bay. While I was cleaning out the garage, something cool I found was my first lip I got for my Miata almost 3 years ago, probably 4. I took this thing off because, well, it broke in literally just one spot and it was hanging down off my bumper and I had to go to work and I completely forgot about it. Then I went through and bought another lip and this is what happened to the lip on that. I might put this thing back on today, we'll see. All right, let's see if the snap trick works this time. No, it's not gonna work. Now that this thing is degreased and properly cleaned, I wouldn't say proper, but it's cleaner than what it was. We're gonna let it dry out because I did spray a lot of the electrical stuff down. I know some of you probably cringing at that because I cringed a little bit when I did it. But it is what it is. It's gonna dry out. It's gonna be a while before we even get this thing back together. So it's gonna have time. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing back in after it dries off a bit, and then we're gonna start the paint prep. We actually had to make one more stop. All right, so if you're not familiar with what we do here, we have a segment where we go through and break down all the expenses in the video so you guys have a realistic perspective as to how much it costs to do something like this on your own. And I'm gonna go through and break down where I got it from and how much it costs. I have 2 cans of gloss white, and we also got 2 cans of 1K clear extreme pearl finish. The white here costs about $8.50 a can. It's honestly nothing special, it's just your typical white spray paint. And then the real expensive one here was the 1K clear pearl clear coat. I was determined to put some kind of pearlescent in the engine bay, and I had a very hard time trying to find anything. I went to Lowe's, I looked all over Walmart's website, and the last resort was going to O'Reilly's, and thankfully they had it. And 1 can of this runs about 20 bucks, so it's super expensive, honestly, but I'm hoping that it has a very nice finish and it made it worth it. We only have 2 cans of each, so hopefully that's enough to get the job done. Picked up some painter's plastic for obvious reasons. We're trying not to get paint all over everything, and that ran us $8. So in total, we spent roughly $68, so I'm just gonna round up to 70. And if you watched last video when we painted the motor, we still have a lot of paint prep supplies from that, which is what we're using to get the engine bay ready. And we went through and started cleaning it, and now we're gonna go through and try to sand it, scuff up the paint, because the base coat The base coat that's already on it is honestly not that bad. We just got to finish cleaning it off and getting it prepped, and hopefully we have a nice pearlescent white that comes out. And we also went to Tractor Supply and bought a bunch of hardware. There went some of it. We got the hardware for the front lip on the Miata, so if you guys want to see that, stay tuned. We're going to put that back on here in just a little bit. Well, progress is progress. We're on the sanding part now. Well, we have everything pretty much masked off and everything is ready to go for the most part. We still got a couple things we need to mask off, but nonetheless, I'm pretty proud of everything we got accomplished so far. But it is getting pretty late, so I'll be back out here tomorrow. What? Does it get real windy today? I noticed that. Well, the engine bay is pretty much done. I will show you guys that in a little bit. For just a second, we're going to turn our attention to the Miata. As you can see, we are currently sitting on stocks in the rear end, and let me show you why. Yeah, so on my way to work, I think Friday, it's Saturday right now, I had the tire blow out and pretty much got stranded at a gas station. For that reason, honestly, I think I need to be a little bit more responsible, and I don't believe I'm going to be putting the front lip on it today because I do need to get a tire. Hey, definitely got on a block. Oh yeah, that looks goofy as hell. Oh my god. Alright, I wanted you guys to put bets down in the comments to how long this thing will last. I got a week. I got $5 on a week. If you get it anywhere more accurate, today is February 11th. If you can get the right day, how long this thing lasts, I'll send you like $5 on Cash App or something. If you guys are curious at all as to how much one of these front lips really costs to do, you just got to go on eBay. You spend like, I don't know, when I got mine, I think I spent like $40 for the front lip, and then you just go to Tractor Supply or wherever the hell you got a hardware store, spend like $15 on some hardware. I mean, I bought like $16 worth and I used half of it, so you probably don't even need that. But with that being said, guys, I just want to say this past little bit's been pretty rough. I don't usually try to get too personal on videos, but I've been going through some stuff in my personal life, and it's made doing any kind of content really difficult. And I just want to say, if any of you guys are going through stuff or having a hard time with, I guess, life in general, just keep pushing through. As corny as that sounds, like, this was helped me the most. And I've had many a days where I just don't want to do anything, and today was one of those days. But I come out here, I finished the engine bay, and I put the lip on the Miata, and it was worth it. So But with that being said, I'm going to leave it off with some cinematic clips of the bay here, or maybe the Miata. And I'll see you in the next one. Deuces. To be honest, the Miata low-key looks like me. A white dude with a chin strap for a beard.